Everybody has something, at least one thing, that triggers nostalgia. Something that reminds them of happy childhood memories. Whether it be Toontown, Pop Tropica, Monkey Quest. But does anybody remember McWorld? What I could remember was that there had been a McDonald's web browser game where you could make an account, pick an avatar, and go to various areas to play games and talk to other McDonald's-loving kids like yourself. For the longest time, I was unable to find a single trace of its existence. So, one fateful night, I decided I was finally going to figure out what the hell it was that I'd been thinking about. And this is what I got. So, when I first started, the only thing that I could really think of was to call it basically what it was, which was a Club Penguin ripoff. But, as you might expect, looking up McDonald's Club Penguin ripoff doesn't exactly yield any noteworthy results. We have a few videos showing up about other Club Penguin ripoffs because, people like to leech off of successful formulas. But if I were to scroll down for a bit, I couldn't find really anything noteworthy. There were a couple things that looked similar, but I was never able to find anything that was exactly what I was looking for. There is this Reddit post. It reads, "Am I remembering this correctly? I vaguely remember an online game similar to Club Penguin, made by McDonald's. I have little to no memory of the goings-on, except maybe an area called Palooza Plaza. I don't know. Any help would be appreciated. It might not even be made by McDonald's. Too long, didn't read. I think McDonald's made an online game. What is it?" I looked through a few of these comments, and I couldn't find anything. So that was a bust. And then I started thinking for a while. I started thinking about Toontown, Pop Tropica, Monkey Quest, all the things that I had aforementioned. I think that's how you use that word, I'm not entirely sure. But either way, I thought maybe if I could find things similar from the same time zone, that maybe it would lead me to what it was that I was looking for. Neither of these three things actually worked. But there was something that I remembered. Baby Bottle Pop, the candy, had something that was basically the exact same thing, but not McDonald's themed. So, if I look up Baby Bottle Pop online game, the first result is Candy Mania, their current website. Allow me to click on this for a second. Nothing here looked familiar or jogged any sort of emotional feelings within me that would suggest that I'd seen it before. It's all just new things, because why wouldn't it be? As I read down, I noticed the word virtual city, virtual world. So, it was about 2 in the morning at this point, and I was tired, so I was like, you know what, screw it, let me just tack on the words virtual world onto this search bar. Still didn't find anything specific, and I decided that I'd check the images. Now, there's this picture, and this picture. These are exactly what I was thinking about. This, I remember. This existed. So I clicked on this picture to get a closer look at maybe what seems to be the hub world with funny little puns like soggy bottoms and Wawas. If I were to scroll down, you'll see a link to a YouTube video covering this game, I would assume. I hadn't really checked the video. If you scroll down further, you'll find this picture of AJ from the Nickelodeon show Fairly Odd Parents. There's a link attached to this as well, leads to a tweet. Now, I checked this tweet, and it had nothing to do with anything that I was looking for. But, would you believe me if I told you that this Twitter wasn't the link that was there the first time I checked? I've came back to this picture several times, and it's always been this Twitter, except for the first time. the first time, it took me to something else. It took me to this website. 5 tips for gardening on a budget. And that is exactly what it sounds like. 5 tips for gardening on a budget. Not only was this the original link that was attached to that AJ picture, once it took me to whatever this is, .info/5 tips for gardening on a budget, the webpage didn't actually show anything about gardening on a budget. Now, I would chalk this all up to a tired stupor and just some sort of fever dream that I had. But I do have a clip that I recorded with my phone in order to show my friend. And I will play that clip now. Now, thankfully, I had sent this video to myself on my Twitter as to not lose it, and I would be able to procure it whenever necessary. I apologize for the quality, as, like I had said, I recorded it with my phone. If you search up Baby Bottle Pop Online Game Virtual World, you can find this picture. Okay, you can find this picture, and there's a link right here. Thing is, that there's also this. There's also this kid. It has the same link as the last one, and if you click on it, Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pop Game, Speed Racer Candy Tracks Online. And there you have it. That existed. Now, I bet you're curious as to the entirety of what was the best copypasta in the history of the world, and I'll read the whole thing to you because I have one remaining screenshot of it. Pardon me for 1 second. Now, thankfully, I do have one friend who was able to remember at least some margin of what I'd been talking about. So I sent the screenshot to him because I'm sure that he would have loved to read whatever the hell it is that is. I have no idea where this could have came from or who could have typed it, but it reads in its entirety: Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pop Game, Speed Racer Candy Tracks, Online Racing Game, Baby Bottle Pop Derby Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pop Games, Baby's Bedtime Story, Baby Bottle Pop on the App Store, Baby Bottle Pop Games, Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pop Games. Baby Bottle Pop is mostly known as a candy, but there is Baby Bottle Pop Games. Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pop on Twitter, green game over if he opened his mouth, looking like from Fat. Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pops Game, Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Bottle Pop Game, Baby Shower Game, guess how many baby socks in the jar? Upon reading that, I absolutely lost my damn mind. And I decided that I was going to call it a night. So I was lying in my bed when I had gotten the great idea to go to Reddit and ask my own question, because after all, the post that I had previously mentioned, it was all the way back about a year ago. Maybe someone else has began the remembrance of the McWorld since then, which, let me reinstate that at the time, I couldn't even remember that its name was McWorld. Here, you'll see a post that I had made, labeled, I need help, on tip of my joystick. I'm looking for an old McDonald's game. It was like a Club Penguin ripoff. I remember Baby Bottle Pop had something similar as well, but I'm looking specifically for the McDonald's one. It was a web browser game. You make an account, you have an avatar to customize, I think, and there were different areas to hang out at, one of which I believe was called Petsylvania. I think it existed around the same time as Toontown and Nickelodeon's Monkey Quest. That's all I can remember. I can't find any traces of it at all. I was very young when I played it. I'm 16 now. So the website was probably a thing somewhere around 2010? I need closure on this. All my friends think I'm crazy. Now, Blue-Eyed Bandit Jr., I thank you. I thank you with all my heart. It was called McWorld. It was like a ripoff of Club Penguin and Beanie Babies 2.0/Webkins. I only played it once or twice, but I do remember it. Strange how there's barely anything about it written online. I know for a fact it was from around 2008 to 2014, however, And yeah, it was a generally minigame slash side quest slash hanging out in the chat rooms environment. God, I can't read. Back in 2009, there was a huge promotion at McDonald's where they were selling Beanie Babies 2.0, and they had the mascots of the McWorld available as plush as well, in order to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Happy Meal. I had every one of them. They all came with game codes you could use on both McWorld and Beanie Babies 2.0, I believe. Once again, Blue-Eyed Bandit Jr., thank you very much. So, with the name, I had finally decided to just look up McWorld, now that I knew what it was. And here it is. McWorld. Games, prizes, avatars, treehouses, friends, shopping. Come on in. Let's go. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't really exist anymore. You can't play it. But apparently, McWorld is a term referring to the spreading of McDonald's restaurants throughout the world as a result of globalization. Basically, just Manifest Destiny, but McDonald's. And that's pretty damn American. Probably more American than Manifest Destiny, if you ask me. And more generally to the effects of international McDonaldization of services and commercialization of goods as an element of globalization as a whole. The name also refers to a 1990s advertising campaign for McDonald's and to a children's website launched by the firm in 2008. This is the only picture that I could find that shows something that I could remember. I remember this little alien boy, and this snowman, and this panda, and this robot. I remember them as if they were my own brothers. I'm going to quickly check to see if there's a link to show more pictures, but McWorld 2008 website, of course, how could I have missed this? Invalid URL. Are you kidding me? This can't be. Of course. Of course. Of course, that URL would not work. This, I believe, this was from the game as well. These pictures. These are the only things that remain to tell any sort of intelligent life about what the world used to be like. It's a shame. It really is. Everybody called me crazy. There is no McDonald's club game, you fucking retard. I'll show them. I'll show them all. I could hear them in my brain. I could see their eyes taunting me. I heard the void's voice calling out to me from the depths, ever fading quiet before I could hear its call. Mick. Mick. Mick what? But now I know. It was McWorld. It was always McWorld. Before McWorld, there was nothing. Before McWorld doesn't exist. McWorld was reality in its purest form, so bright and intense that our conception as humans could hold it only for a short time. It would seem only a few of us are able to remember this golden age. Golden. Gold like the golden arches of our heavenly creator, McDonald's. This reality we currently exist in is nothing but a farce. It's a meaningless void to tide over our ever-expanding minds until we return to the golden arches. We will open the gates with our own hands and lay our eyes once more upon the true state of the universe. The beginning and the end. McWorld. They serve Big Macs. They serve quarter pounders. But most importantly, more than anything, they serve mankind. They destroyed the true state of the universe just to keep our feeble minds intact, and that, I believe that's the greatest sacrifice imaginable. So, This one's for you, Raycroc. Or should I say, Big Boss. Alright, that's enough of that shit. McWorld existed, and I'm real upset with all y'all that told me it didn't.
Yeah, it tastes so good. Yo, are you seriously eating banana chips?
Jihad versus McWorld?